you're in trouble.
Sergeant Mellis, you still only have 3 guys?
You still only have 3 personnel.
That is correct, sir.
Alright. I'll send First Sergeant your way then.
Roger that.
Alright. Sergeant Reynolds, you want to lead him out and take him up the road a bit, just around the corner to the north.
Roger that, sir. Alright, gentlemen. On your feet, let's go.
Can you go to a running pace?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Kind of difficult.
Came to the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker.
Alright, make a right here. Let's see if we can find the entrance to this thing. Ah.
Hey, the Olympics coming up. Let's just pole vault this bitch.
There should be an opening here somewhere. There you go. Alright, let's go left. I want to start off with the small building right here. Alright, group up on me.
You're consolidating when you get here, Bravo.
Rover's here.
Bollinger's here.
Alright, gentlemen. The first thing I want to do is set you guys up with a refresher on how to breach a building. On this particular building to my right, your left obviously cannot be breached. It is a locked door. However, I want you guys to focus basically just on stacking. This is something that I've seen usually done fairly well, but it's something that we could still improve on. So just as a heads up, I'm going to start you guys off with stacking properly, and then we're going to move over down that way, and then I'm going to walk you guys through mounting through an open area with buildings on either side at the same time with possible hostiles on both sides. If we find a decent building that we can practice in, I'm also going to go over breaching very quickly and reaction to CQB. I'm going to be going through most of this fairly quickly because I want to get through a lot of information that basically you should already know. So I'm treating this as a refresher course. Throughout this entire process, if you have any questions, speak up and ask them. This is a training exercise. If you walk away from this not better than when you walked in, then it did not work. So I'm going to start off by asking Sergeant Melius, get one fire team on that wall ready to breach that door and put them in a proper stance so I can show the rest of these guys what it's supposed to look like.
Roger, Sergeant 1-3. Since we're a fire team, let's do it, gents.
One fire team. Yeah, so I guess in this case it's all he's got.
You want me to go up there too?
Yeah, sure, Doc. Have at it. Why not?
Let me through, guys.
Great idea.
Guys, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, do what you got to do to get 4 people on that wall.
Let's get 4 men on a wall.
All right. So the first thing, can you guys hear me? If you can't, get closer. All right. So the first thing that you need to realize is you got one guy already set up on the door and ready to breach. The second guy is not looking at his ass. He's close enough to touch him, but his primary sector is a 45-degree angle off the front. The guy in the middle is going to be responsible for, put that 240 towards me. For 249. There you go. That 249 is going to be responsible for the outside flank. In this case, everything that is completely perpendicular to that wall. And the last guy is covering 6 o'clock. What you don't want to do is forget covering 6 o'clock. There are a couple of people that will have differing opinions on who should be standing and who should be sitting. That's really up to you as far as squad leaders and how much flexibility you want to give your fire team leaders and how much the fire team leaders can get it ingrained in these guys to be muscle memory. What matters to me is that the second they touch that wall and they're getting ready to breach, that it's just instinctual that they have 180-degree security off of that wall. So their only threat right now, their only possible surprise threat, needs to come through that wall, which is highly unlikely. It's less likely than being shot from out here in the open. What a lot of other people will say also is 1-man set, 2-man set, 3-man set, last man set. I really don't give a shit about the guys in the middle calling set. What matters to me is first man set. That tells everybody behind him they need to get their asses in gear and get ready to breach. Last man needs to say last man set. When last man says last man set, there is no more instruction to wait for that breach. That first man, that point man, here's that statement. He is breaching. That is the end of it. So if the point man is not ready to breach for whatever reason, even if all four members of that fire team are stacked, he will not call first man set. If he calls first man set, that basically means the second he hears last man set, he is breaching. Once they breach, they alternate. They alternate, one in right, one in left. Does anybody know why you do this? Anybody want to stand up and speak up? I'm going to start calling on people. Speak up. Be a little bit louder.
In order to make sure that they don't get caught by a corner.
They don't get caught by a corner, and they don't get surprised by the same Op 4 member from one lucky flank. All right, so the first thing the first man's going to do is pie it, and I would like Corporal Lankford to go ahead and pretend that that door has been opened and show you how he's pieing it. It's slow. Slow is steady. Steady is smooth. Smooth is fast. So this is a common saying in the military, is slow down, we're in a hurry. I want you guys to remember that. Slow down, we are in a hurry. You do it slowly, you're going to peg that Op 4 guy that's waiting in there before he pegs you. Everybody clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, so now what I want us to do is I want to move down to the beginning of that opening down there, and between right next to those oil stacks, and we're going to try to do a little bit of a mount down the street. Let's move it.
You heard him. Good job, guys.
Yep.
See if we get a decent structure here. Alright, we don't have a whole lot going for us, but we're going to do what we can moving down in this direction. Alright. So, in a situation where you're moving down a wide open road and you got buildings on either side, your threat could be coming from either end. Typically, when we ask a squad to move down a road, we're expecting them to use mount movement. Mount movement. Is everybody here familiar on what that means? Is
Yes, sir.
anybody here not trained in MOUT? All right, excellent. So what I want, anytime I send a squad down here, or anytime Havoc 1 sends a squad down here, is they're going to split one fire team on one side, another fire team on the other. Now, you guys remembered how Sergeant Melius had his fire team stacked up on that door? Believe it or not, you guys are going to be moving down in a very similar procedure. One guy covering forward, one guy covering 45 off, one guy covering absolutely perpendicular, and one guy covering the 6 o'clock. The only difference is when you guys are moving through an open road like this, your heavy gunner that is perpendicular to the wall is responsible for covering the high threats above the sister fire team. So, let's see. Who wants to volunteer a fire team? Where's 1-1? Get me one fire team against that wall, ready to move southbound. And let's pretend that there's a sister team behind me to your direct northwest, moving in parallel with you. So you got one guy covering the front, you got one guy 45 off, and you got your 249. That perpendicular 249 is going to be aiming a little high. The reason being is on the opposite side, if there are threats up high, a level above their sister fire team, they'll be able to engage before they drop Havoc on their sister fire team. Everybody copy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, Sergeant.
So I know a lot of the times people are going to say, especially it really sucks for that guy because he's got to walk backwards. Here's the thing. A lot of the times you guys try to run through shit as fast as possible. And I get wanting to do the shock and awe. And I understand and absolutely appreciate and agree with the fact that momentum is everything in warfare. With that being said, if you go faster than you can do it right, you're going to get sloppy. So take it with whatever pace you need, which is driven by that guy right there, in order to cover your sectors at all times. Thank you, 1-1. You can come back into the circle. Anybody want to stand up right now and tell me when is it appropriate for any one of these guys to be solo? I want you guys to all speak out at once. When is it appropriate for one man to be standing solo?
Never.
Fucking never.
Ooh, that is correct. Under no circumstances should anybody in any kind of movement be covering anything solo. I know a lot of the times when somebody wants to cover a wall that big, they'll have one or two guys like way up in one side of it and only one guy covering one corner by himself. As if it makes sense to be by themselves. It is never appropriate to be by yourself. Even if the half of your team is up on the other side of the wall, I do not want to see only one guy lingering by themselves trying to cover a corner. Is that understood?
Yes, Sergeant.
That understood. Thank you.
You went quiet, Sergeant.
All right, can you guys hear me now?
Negative.
A little quiet. Sorry.
All right. I'll
better.
speak up. Make sure you guys hear me at all times. Let's see. Do we have a building here that's actually breachable?
I think there's some around here. Around the corner, there's a barracks or something.
Roger that. Come with me, gents. Actually, can we pause here for 1 second? LT, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Let's assume that this door right here is what we're about to breach. It's not. It's probably not, but that's not my point.
I think you can actually enter it.
Yeah, I
Can
believe
you?
that's honorable.
Yeah.
This should
All
be
right.
an enterable building.
Excellent. So, close that door if you don't mind. All right. So there's one of two sides of this corner. Like if that's the door you're gonna breach. Let's say that's the door you're gonna breach. Would you want to stack up on this side, or would you want to stack up around the corner on the other side of the wall?
On the right side, sorry.
On this side, or around the
Confirm.
corner? Why would you want to stack up on this side?
You have more cover, and it'll be quicker to get everybody through the door instead of having to round that corner, go up the steps, and through the door.
Roger, stand up and come stand right next to me right here. What about this side of the building tells you that there's another reason why you would not want to stack up on this side?
Window, and also
And?
there's their alley back there, so they can pop around,
And a big fat-ass door right there.
and a big fat ass door right behind you.
So all of these reasons are correct. All of those reasons make breaching, setting up on that side, more of a threat than setting up on this side. You guys need to have situational awareness when you're busting through doors, when you're moving down an alley, when you're doing anything that Havoc 1 HQ sends you to do. You have to understand that we are putting trust in you and your capability of figuring out the best way to accomplish that objective. We are not your parents. We're not going to hold your hands. We're not going to tell you every little detail. We're going to trust you with the abstract. We say breach and clear this building. We expect you to breach and clear this building. Don't put your ass in the wind. Take a side where you can actually breach it with cover and security. Whoa.
Whoa.
All right, now since this building is something that we can actually breach, I want 1-2 to get a fire team set up on this wall and ready to breach it.
Merge your fire teams.
Solid copy.
Make sure every single one of you guys are shouting at the top of your lungs. You guys go ahead and close in more on the door because I want you to be in earshot. I want you to do all the communications you need to do. If you need somebody to... Do you guys need a volunteer for a fourth man?
Grover.
I'll step up. Sorry.
Go around me.
All right, so that's last man set. One thing before you guys get going, I'll tell you right now. Look at how he adapts. He's taking that corner. He's not just staring at a freaking wall. He took the corner so he can still cover that 6 o'clock. These are the kind of improvisations that you guys need to decide in the field. All right, 1, 2. Breach when ready. And be as loud as you can in your comms.
1 set.
2 set.
3 set.
Last man set.
Opening.
Pie.
All
Door
this
front.
detail.
Room opens to the right. Going in, going right.
Going left.
Right clear.
Right.
Covering the door.
Left clear.
Got a window to the right.
Door.
This is gonna set on next door.
Covering that exit.
Go ahead
Keep
and
an eye
open
on
it.
all this shit.
Opening. Room opens to the right. Big door on the left. Going in, going right.
Go left.
Right clear.
Left clear.
Building clear. Fall back.
Right back inside.
4 friendlies coming out. Do you want me to tag the building?
No, that's okay. The fact that you remembered, I'll just assume it's tagged.
Love that.
All right, so a couple of notes that I need to make sure that you guys cover. First and foremost, communication. There's no such thing as communicating too much out here. There just isn't. Knowledge is power, and the only way you're going to know what the hell's going on is when your brother in arms tells you what's going on. Secondly, all of that detail when they're going through does a few things. One, you don't spend too much time reinventing the wheel and or doing something that somebody else in your fire team's already done. Specifically, not clearing a short room that's already been cleared by somebody else. Two, you'll notice when they call out the directions, nobody goes in the wrong direction. Everybody knows how to alternate, and there's no confusion. Also, you'll notice that they didn't move too fast, but believe it or not, that is one of the fastest clearing you're going to get. Period, hands down. A very good example, at the risk of breaking a little bit of immersion here, when you try to run through these doorways too fast and you start getting stuck and you start getting jammed, you're going to put yourself in a bottleneck. Does anybody want to stand up and tell me where is the biggest threat in an Op 4 building? Go ahead. Doorway. Why is the doorway the biggest threat?
Fatal funnel.
Fatal funnel. If somebody's in there and they're scared out of their goddamn minds that the U.S. Army's coming down on them hard, what do you think they're going to do? Where do you think they're going to point that gun? The doorway. You do not want to get stuck in the doorway. Which also means, if you start taking fire, I understand that sometimes you want to do this, and I understand it might sound like I'm asking for too much, but you do not stop moving. You return fire while you move. There's a crap ton of money on your chest to stop as many bullets as possible before you go down. If you stand still, you will go down, and your brother behind you will go down. So you push in, and you push in hard. Good. All right, let's see if we can find one more building.
One thing I want to add here, Sergeant.
Hey, from
All right, especially for a night breaching, I didn't see any of this. You know, you've got lasers, you got IR on there. It's really handy for clearing rooms to let everybody know where you're looking, but also to help you aim. So don't hesitate to use these inside buildings. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Copy that.
Yes, sir.
Corporal Blanco. You speak up. Use your big boy voice.
SLT, if we are breaching at night and we have intel that the enemy also has nods, won't that kind of give our position that we're coming in?
They will probably already know that you're coming.
Yeah.
All the guys shooting outside kind of gives
That
away
is
you're
correct.
coming in.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, unless it's like the very first time that we are firing that night, they know we're there. They're gonna know shit's blowing up and people are dying.
So
Hey, Fern.
the other thing we're not special forces. All right, so when we start, we're basically sledgehammers. So when we start, they already know we're here for sure. That's first and foremost. Secondly, I understand and appreciate wanting to be discreet and sneaky, but I've seen it cause more damage and harm than benefit. As an example, people trying to breach without talking at all, or people moving from one area to another without speaking or opening their mouths at all. I'd rather have a shit ton more communication and having those guys understand that we're coming rather than have lack of communication. First Sergeant Brewer.
Thanks, Sergeant. Real quick, guys. With the IR lasers, the thing you have to keep in mind is, as Lenko pointed out there, if the enemy has NVGs, they can see our lasers. Real world, we don't quite have that large of a problem unless they know what frequency our lasers are, which is very fucking rare given how goddamn secret all the PEC work is. But the thing to keep in mind, even when the enemy doesn't have NVGs, if you have reports of vehicles in the area, stuff like BTRs, BMPs, MBTs, stuff like that, still be careful with your lasers, because some of those vehicles are outfitted with night vision capability. Alright, so that's why we tell you guys, if you're out in the open, only use your laser for marking targets. Once you get in, like, inside buildings and stuff, exactly as is being shown to you there, flash laser a quick 3 times, mark your target, and then leave it off. But when you're inside buildings, it isn't as big of a threat. And as Sergeant Reynolds was saying, don't try and go super secret squirrel and shit. It never works out in your favor. And I'll tell you one thing, to kind of break immersion a little bit. We as Zeus operators, we do not take advantage of the fact that we can hear you guys talking. We strictly forbid ourselves from taking advantage of that, because you guys wouldn't be, you would be using hand signals and gestures and shit like that to prep breaching a room. You wouldn't be making the voice call-outs. We can't do that in ARMA. You have to make the voice call-outs. So it would be unfair for us as Zeus to take advantage of something you can't stop from doing. Alright, everybody understand all that?
Yes,
Sergeant.
Thank you, First Sergeant.
Carry on.
And one last thing about the lasers. Anybody want to volunteer? What's the one direction you do not ever aim your laser?
Fucking helicopter.
No. Anything up. You do not aim up. Do not aim up with your laser. Our cast is up there. They're trying to help us out. Do not make their jobs any more difficult than it already is. Do not forget that. I'll be very irate if I see lasers up.
It also acts like a spotlight. You know, anybody in the area will say, "Oh, there's somebody over there that needs to get a bullet."
Affirm. Corporalenko?
Thanks, Sergeant Reynolds. A question on that: does that interfere with Cass's instruments? I never really understood what the issue was.
It can
there.
be blinding, Affirm.
Affirm, thank you.
Anyone else? Comments or questions? All right, let's move on. One last area. LT, do you know if there's one last area we can breach?
Yeah, I think there's some barracks around the corner.
Actually, can we, LT, if you don't mind, can we stop here 1 second?
Sure.
All right, gentlemen, take a knee here, real quick. I got a scenario for you gents. You're on this side of this compound. So let's just call it a compound. You're on this wall. You don't necessarily see an opening anywhere. You get a command from Havoc 1 to tell you to breach and clear it. You're one squad. You're on this wall. You don't see an opening readily available. What do you do?
Make one.
Make one. How do you make one?
C4, Sergeant.
C4, is that your first choice?
Roger, Sergeant.
Who here would choose to jump over the wall? No takers?
Fuck no.
Good answer. Good answer. You know what else is a bad idea? Spending half a goddamn hour running around in circles around a bunch of walls looking for an opening. You guys are equipped with the capability of getting through the wall, then just get through the wall. Also, here's another tidbit of information. That's not where the Op4 is pointing their barrels. They're pointing their barrels at that opening you were looking for. What they're not doing is pointing it at a wall. So what happens when you breach through a wall? Shock and awe. That is right. That is correct. Thank you, LT. Appreciate it.
Right, yeah, you can use these barracks. These are not only iterable, but they are also death traps.
This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Who did we not pick on yet?
1-4.
1-4. Okay. So I personally would not necessarily use 1.4 to mount down an open road like this. If it were up to me, if you guys want to turn around and look at your east, there's a little bit of a short building right there. The top of that is where I would probably put at least a part of 1.4, looking right down this thing and turning it into a death trap for Op4, not for us. So what I'm going to do instead is what squad here has got the most number of people?
I think 1-1 does.
All right, 1-1. Can you stand up and set yourselves up to do a mount movement down this alleyway? I want you guys to set up on either side of this wall and this wall. I'm gonna go through over this very quickly. I know I explained this already on the other side, but all of these windows are gonna make it a lot easier to point out why we do what we do.
Turn your lasers on too.
Yes, actually, that would be very, very helpful. Typically, this is not what you would do. Just to be clear, when you're breaching, it's very useful.
Yeah, this is just for visual demonstration.
All right, and this is an absolutely fantastic idea. Do you see this laser that's going in that window? This is exactly why we're set up this way. All right, so the other thing that's going to be a lot easier for me to show here is pace. Which side should be moving faster than the other? Anybody want to volunteer a guess?
They should be moving equally as fast.
That is correct. They should be moving equally as fast. You guys feel free to start moving slowly down this path. Call out whatever you want to call out. I want all of you guys to follow in with them. Follow in with them. Keep an earshot.
Make sure you guys aren't yelling.
Crouch speed.
All of 1-1, feel free to use your big boy voices. Scream it out.
Hold. Alright. You only have 3 guys on this side of the road, right? Right?
Hey, firm.
Hey, firm.
Okay. Essentially, Perkinson here is covering the exact same position as Boone. Now, Perkinson has a better angle because he's over here on the opposite side of the road. However, who's watching upstairs on the left side? Nobody. This is where Jordan Reynolds was talking about situational awareness. You need to make that snap decision. In this situation, if you're Perkinson, you need to decide, okay, we've already got 1 rifle pointed at the end of that building there. But there's nobody covering the upstairs up there. Someone needs to. I'm going to take it upon myself to do it, because I'm the only person in a position to do it. Because number 1 man, Littleberry here, has to cover direct front. Alright, everybody tracking on that?
Copy.
Yes, sir.
Who top?
Thank you, Tup. Also, another thing I want to point out, as you can see here, our 2-point men have just formed an X instead of looking straight down. One of the things that you guys are going to need to learn over time and practice is the concepts. This is basic trigonometry here. Is the concepts of angle, right? So this opening, that corner at the end of that side, and that corner at the end of that side are 2 threats, facts, because these guys don't know what's on that side, and the guys on the left don't know what's on that side either. But what this guy can see first is across the way. Both point men can see across for the fire team, their sister fire team, before that fire team gets to the end. This is exactly why I asked you earlier what pace, which one should we be moving first, or should they should be moving in absolute parallel. The answer is absolute parallel for this very reason. And this is why comms need to be continuous and accurate and informed. So if there's a threat on either side, one fire team is going to be able to spot it and stop the advancement of the other fire team so they don't walk into an ambush. Who up?
Who up?
All right, 1-1, continue on to the end and stop there when you hold the corner.
Keep moving.
You guys keep following and watching the lasers. Keep an eye on how they're holding their security. All right, we're at the corner. And we're going to hold here until we get a movement order from the squad leader. One other thing I want to point out is feel free to use your neck. It's a wonderful present given to us by our Lord. Use it to make sure that you always know where you are and where your buddy team is. Sergeant Munson, you had a comment.
Thank you, Sergeant Reynolds. One quick just thing. It looks fine relatively now, but the 12 o'clock straight west is almost completely not covered right now. So, like, I like the fact that they're forming an X, but that X should be formed by the second man, because the second man's going to be watching either the 2 o'clock or the 10 o'clock. So that second man should be forming the X, not the first man. The first man should be watching 12 o'clock no matter what, unless he's pieing or something. So that's what I noticed just now.
That is correct. So in a situation, again, just like Top said earlier, this guy is going to be the unfortunate soul that has to keep making that decision going back and forth to cover his high and to cover that cross section. But that second man from the front is responsible for the 45-degree angle off the point. Everyone got it?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, 1-1, for volunteering. You can fall in. Any comments or questions for anything covered to this point?
Jump up.
First Sergeant, you have a comment?
Yeah, thank you, LT. And my apologies, guys. I am not trying to take over your training here or anything. You guys just, this is something I'm passionate about. And Sergeant Reynolds couldn't have fucking said it better earlier when he was talking about pace and taking it slow. Guys, in 3 years of doing this just with this unit and the real world experience I have, I cannot stress enough how important it is to slow the fuck down. Honestly, the thing that bogs us down the most when in urban environments is guys trying to move too fast and getting in over their head. Guys just rounding a corner of a building without pieing at first and getting smoked in the face by a machine gun. Alright? At no point in time are you ever going to see an HQ element come rolling up on you and fucking yell at you for moving at a walking pace in a town covering all your angles. Never are we going to bust your balls about moving too slow because you're hitting all your corners and getting all your shit right. Right? The only time we have a problem is when you guys are trying to go full fucking John Rambo mode and blast your way through the town and you end up getting a mass cast after mass cast, block after block. That's when there's an issue. So again, I just cannot stress enough. Take it slow. Make sure all your angles are covered. Like Sergeant Reynolds said, it's all about the angles. Alright, this is a big goddamn geometry class, pretty much. Just keep the angles in mind, make sure they're all covered. You're going to do fine. That's all I had. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Top.
Yeah, as the XO is fond of saying, slow is smooth, smooth is fast, and that's absolutely true. You may be going through walking, and we may be yelling at you. Hurry up and get this shit cleared out. But taking your time, going at a walking pace, covering all your sectors is still way faster than, oh shit, half of 1-1 is down. We have to get them patched up. We have to pull security. While that's happening, no progress is being made on clearing or getting towards our objectives. So take your time, do it right.
Thank you, OT. Now I'll close it off with one last exercise. I need one volunteer from 1-1 and one volunteer from 1-4. Come up front.
Yep.
All right, now I want the 1-1 volunteer. Both of you, I want you to shout your balls off. 1-1, I want you to be requesting that you don't have to actually use the radio, but I want formal decorum. Request 1-4 support to give you overwatch to move down this road. Go through the entire process and keep comms decorum.
1-4, this is 1-1.
1-1, this is 1-4, go, over.
This is 1-1 requesting Overwatch support as I move down this alley to the west, over.
1-1, this is 1-4, good copy on the last. 1-4 will have Overwatch second story break to the east, over.
This is 1-1. Good copy, all. Out.
All right. Thank you very much. So basically, that's how it's done. There's nothing I gotta fix. There's nothing I'm gonna speak up to. It could not be done better. I know that when shit hits the fan, it's a lot harder to keep that decorum. But if you do not do it properly, comms falls apart. When comms falls apart, movement falls apart. And when movement falls apart, the mission falls apart. So you got to keep that comms. You got to keep that decorum. And you need to out when you're done, when you're the one who initiated the conversation. And you need to wait for acknowledgement of comms. I do not want to hear somebody say, 1-4, this is 1-1, I need you to cover my ass, da-da-da-da-da, this is what happened on the last episode of Black Mirror. That's not how it's done. You wait for that response and keep the decorum going. All right, that's all I got. I'm good to go.
All right. So for our live fire exercise, we are going to do a foot patrol heading out south from FOB Shifty to the MSR there. It's going to hook around the south of the airfield and then back up north. If you look, assume you guys have your flashlights so you can look at your map. We have 3 objectives. Objective Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. Now these are going to be Russian Special Forces. They will have night vision. So if you leave your lasers on, you are making yourself a giant target. Use them for signaling, but make sure you turn them off unless you are in a mount situation where you're clearing a building. Then feel free to leave them on. We have kind of a challenge here. We are a little bit short manned, and the enemy is very dug in. So I want to get some ideas from the squad leaders about how you would approach this assault. So we have a wide area to cover. The enemy's pretty well fortified. And we can't just do it. We can't assault in a line. We don't have enough men to assault this all at the same time. So take a look at the terrain, and I want to hear some suggestions. Actually, from anybody, that's fine. And this is more of a tactical look at what we're going to be trying to do here tonight. So the obvious approach line is going to be up the MSR, but there's a choke point right southeast of Objective Bravo. There's a fence there, and I believe it's got barbed wire all along the top. We can spread out. There's a little ASR with a little radar tower, a radio tower off to the east of that. We could split off and possibly do a parallel clearing of Alpha and Bravo, but we don't really have a good approach on this side. Private Muller.
Thank you, sir.
Yelling.
Sorry. The idea that I just had right now, there's that big old hill at 127. The M240 Bravo machine guns can reach all the way up to Objective Alpha from that point, from the southwest. Have, what is it, 1-1 that has the most people?
Abram.
Roger, have them move from a westerly approach towards Objective Charlie, while 1-2 and 1-3 move from the south and southeast. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. I'm not sure we don't know. We don't have any reports of enemy contact being up at that. What is it marked on the map? Radio station up there on the hill. That may be our best approach. I actually can move up there as a platoon and then move down the MSR from there to clear Charlie, Bravo, and then Alpha last. Because I'm pretty sure that they are dug in facing the main avenue approach. So they want us to come up this MSR. That's where, like when you go into a building, that little hole in the fence, that's the door that they want us to come into. So we want to try and go around that. So instead of doing that, we can go around the MSR to the south, and then we can head up country towards the radio station. We should have pretty decent cover and concealment on that hill as we move up to 127, up to the radio station. And then we can move down together, bounding up. Looks like there's a lot of rock cover above Objective Charlie. That should give us a good base of fire to put some heat down on all three of these objectives at the same time. And we probably, depending on the visibility, we may set 1-4 up there since it's a little closer. All right, so we'll move out. And anybody else have any other suggestions, concerns, comments about this approach?
My only thing, LT.
Yes, big boy voice.
Oh. Thanks, LT. I guess, yeah, just everybody, if we're moving from that direction, if you're looking at the map, due north, essentially in those rocks, that's a straight drop, so there's no moving there. The only way is to move here, like around the right flank down the road, or around the left, and that rock wall, it looks like it extends about over here. So, like that drop, so it's not going to be easy to necessarily get down.
Yeah, Ephraim. Yeah, so we probably will want to come around this way because that's more towards their rear. So we'll probably have 1-4 set up on that, and then send the platoon around to the back. Clear out Charlie, Bravo, and then Alpha.
LT, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead, Sergeant.
Is there anybody here that doesn't understand how to use their maps? Anybody here who does not understand how to follow what the LT is saying when he's drawing out plans on the map?
Negative.
Alright, good. I wouldn't be pissed. If there's an equipment question, the only time I'm going to get pissed off about an equipment question is when it is unasked. Ask it, get it cleared up, and we'll help you to be efficient with your equipment. Thank you, OT.
Alright, let's take them out. We'll head out down the southern MSR. So when we're out here, as soon as we get out the south side of this air base, we may be in contact. So these are, as I said, Russian Special Forces. They have night vision. They may have flash suppressors. It's going to be a fight. They're dug in and they're ready for us. First Sergeant, you want to fill in with 1-3?
Stay for an LT. I'll take a spot.
All right, Sergeant Melle's find him a good place.
Ready to lock and load, LT?
Yeah, lock and load. Specialist Reynolds, turn those lasers off. Right, so we'll head out down the road in a platoon column. 1-1, you got the most men, you'll be on point. So we'll just do 1-1, 1-2, 1-4, 1-3. All right, take us out, 1-1.
Reynolds, Specialist Reynolds.
You'll be with
me
for
one
Move east to the road.
Charlie copies.
Make sure we got our earplugs in.
We'll be at a
I'm with 1-1.
Copy.
Hey,
I guess we're
Any medics?
We're in the rear.
Aside from 1-1 and 1-3, over.
Alright, Charlie section on left
Bravo,
side.
1-4 and then us.
Alright, 1-1, you got me
We're gonna be
on
on the
4-2.
right side of the road.
Second, your last
copies.
actual.
Right side of the road.
1-1, 1-3, you got me on 4-2, over.
Get in front of me, brother.
Formations, as you have the list now.
Billy, release our lieutenant.
Let me join up.
What you both
Bravo
do
section's
after
Alright, we're
hours
gonna
is
get
none of
behind
my
Bravo.
business, but stop exercising it here.
Actual Alpha interrogative, over.
Send it.
There we go.
Moving in a...
Now we're
1-4-17 send comms.
What noise?
Let's do
Very
stagger.
nice dots. Good, good,
Roger
good.
that.
1-7 copy last of it.
Bravo stagger call.
All right, all squad, I'm sure you guys have CLS.
You're good on that
short
side,
mic, so
Bollinger.
we can stop by
Copy.
Swifty as we head out if we need CLS over.
Might be an electrical thing.
All right, 1-1 takes out.
Alright, I have this is Tel, be advised, I have a here.
Bravo, stand by to move.
Alright, move at jogging pace.
We'll be moving jogging pace.
That's right.
Interrogator, do we have any medics that are capable of stepping up to the senior medic for this recital?
Earplugs.
Bravo, walking pace.
Let's go to slower jog.
Yeah, as soon as we do a short halt, make sure you guys get
Slower jog, Bravo.
Yeah,
Actually,
B-Vice
walk.
is 2AC.
Hey,
I'm listening to 114 also.
All squads report in if you need to stop the traffic.
Walking.
Walking base.
Walking pace.
Be walking.
I have COS.
Yeah, Bravo, good job.
Later.
Jog.
Thanks, John.
Be advised, I'm having technical issues. Cannot go to walking phase. Yeah, pretty much.
Walking again.
Walking pace.
Walking base. Corner.
Jog.
Jogging pace.
Anybody need CLS? Alright, copy. Then let's keep going.
One copy.
We're walking again.
Walking pace.
I ended up in front.
God damn it, Bollinger.
But I kept going like things were going normal.
Just a walk, Bollinger. Get with the program. I'm jogging to get ahead of you. I jog.
Thanks, jogging pace.
God damn it.
McCoy, be advised there's about a 100-meter gap in front of Bravo and the rest of the column. Next time we walk, we might want to keep talking.
Alpha's still.
Hold.
You want to suggest for 1-4 that it falls with Battle Buddy?
Bravo, prepare to hold.
Yeah, Bollinger.
We are. We and I are Battle Buddies.
Squad leader said halt.
Continue moving.
Shots southwest.
Shot southwest.
Just want to take a shot. Southwest 207.
I'm injured.
Push off to the left, Bravo.
Send it.
No eyes on any contact.
Copy. We're maneuvering southeast into the fucking tree line.
Charlie section copies.
Solid copy, Oscar Mike. Bravo, Pill southeast.
Copy peeling.
Oscar Mike.
Shift pause, or direction south.
Hey, bro, let's get
1-9er tree.
Get out of the fucking open field.
Different.
Hold short of the field. There's a stone wall in front of us.
Actually, this wall looks pretty well.
Sergeant, you need to push color on Blue Force Tracker.
Push down this fucking rally right here.
Copy that. Moving up on the rock wall.
300.
Keeping eyes to the southeast.
That rock in front of us looks nice.
Yep.
One Bollinger's boss.
Suck up it.
Well, watch going down fucking low like that. You know, if you're shooting over people. Here, let's move then. If you gotta shoot over people, let's move. Yeah. Never mind, you're right on us. Don't move more.
He's up, Tom.
Alpha's way away from Alpha's zone.
Stand by to move. Solid copy, moving to you. Time now. Disregard. Bravo, get down the bottom of this ditch. We're moving west.
Copy. Moving. Grover, you're crouched.
Alright, he's off Bravo. We'll move it back up.
We're moving bearing tree 20 towards smoke on the rocks.
Hey, firm 320.
They firm.
Across the road, stay into trees.
There's a nice draw to our west I was looking at earlier.
Hold short of the field.
They firm.
Copy.
Continue movement 290.
Moving.
Oscar Mike.
Pushing southwest, get hard cover. Transition 009er.
Copy 009.
Let's push up into these trees here.
Let me scan that tree line quick.
Negative. We're still maneuvering on the rock now.
Done.
Continue moving towards the rocks.
They firm.
Somebody's got their laser on.
Add big mountain. Nothing.
Negative. 1-3 is walking up on, I believe, 1-2.
It's 1-2. We just killed
Yeah,
two
that's
more
1-2.
guys up
Keep
here.
moving. Keep moving. Keep moving past. Let's get back. Let's go ahead and get ourselves.
All right, let's push up in the rock formation to the northwest.
1-3 will go over.
Move to the rock formation northwest.
That's your mic.
Moving.
Copy that.
Let's hold it. 1317.
I got movement. Bearing 008.
13
Range
rocks and tree line short to the north. Over.
900 meters. Looks to be a squad or so. Fire team correction. 900 meters. Fire team moving left to right. There's another fire team to the left of that. Okay. 359,
Send it.
850. They're by the factory.
Coastline.
I've got a secondary team inside the town, bearing 007, 1,083 meters.
One, this 1-2.
What was that bearing again?
Two has eyes on several squad.
007.
West 356 and a BTR 80A in the same vicinity, eastbound on the MSR now. Over.
Dalton's moving out left to right, bearing due north. Was a Vic. Didn't get a good look at it.
Copy that. Center for 1-2 over.
BTR 006 moving right to left.
Yeah, solid copy. BTR is 882 meters out. It has no clue we're here. Also, in addition to that, there's a BRDM tailing it also on the MSR. Over.
BRDM turned the other way.
Copy out.
Yeah, there's a BRDM in the compound at 358 as well.
I've got a couple guys sitting in a bunker bearing 359er, range 800. Am I clear to fire? 359er, range 800.
BTR is pushing back to the east.
Pushing past.
Hey, what's this up here? You see these? Is that a lighthouse I'm seeing?
Fast. Y'all couldn't find a fucking piece of armor closer.
I see some utility poles.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Send it over.
About to pass that one on this fucking road.
I don't see any actual structures.
Solid copy, Alpha.
Let's move. Tree 8.
Moving.
Moving. Compound down to our north is fucking crawling with dudes. They got fucking outlying patrols for sure.
Solid copy. Sounds like shots west. Contact. Two 281. Solid copy. Disregard.
Actuals run off again.
See him.
Hold on, I've got thermal contacts. Looks like an enemy. It's pointing at us. Hey. I think I see him. Is there anyone up to our 275?
Send it.
That's northwest.
Bravo on me.
You're fucking 4 o'clock.
Tier 6.
Friendly's right ahead of us.
Friendly's right ahead of us.
Alpha, this is Bravo.
Send it for 1-2. Break, break, break. We got an enemy BRDM northwest, north of 1-3's position.
BRDM northwest.
Alright, we got a BRDM to our northwest. Let's get our HDP set up for that. It was just up beyond this fence. I don't know where. Oh, here it is. No. I don't know if we can hit through these. Do 100.
It's still
Send it.
where that's now. Yeah, that sounds like a BTR.
BRDM.
Oh, I see it, I see it. Cover.
I'm hurt.
Appears to be
Grover, take the team.
fucking off.
There's a bunch of friendlies up there. Got a good look at it. Coming up. That.
Do we have a fucking mic?
Semi. Oh yes, actual just got shot.
We don't have a mic, do we?
No, I got CLS.
Yeah, I'm CLS. I'll pick him up.
Different.
I'm seeing that BTR 80's moving back into town right left 032. And there is a lot of time. Hey McCoy, I've got about a platoon sized element bearing 032, range 750.
Still bleeding, Sergeant. Just hold still.
I'm all good.
Somebody got a lock.
1-2 actual back on comms.
It's right there in front of us.
BRDM, danger close, 330.
Fucking smoke out. Fucking good hit.
Please not just waste that. God damn it.
Waste nothing. It was fucking 30 meters from us.
Yeah, platoon in that town.
Turret appears down.
Where's Grover?
And wheels are knocked off of it.
It's hard to hear your direct on sometimes.
Okay.
Actual Bravo, be advised, we have visual platoon-size element in the next
Grover, where you at?
Right here.
Okay. Just making sure.
Have copy, actual Bravo, over.
Full copy.
Roger, Alpha.
Are you back
Grab
up?
on me. Yep.
This one, two over. BRDM is down. Over.
Friendlies to the south.
BTR 80, 023, this way. It's the autocannon, over.
BTR autocannon coming at us.
Copy that.
Alpha's prepping AT.
Get up to that rock.
Yep.
It's coming right at us.
There's a BTR 80A approaching from this direction, 023. AT's prepped.
Oh, there it is. It turned off. That is 500.
What?
That's
You
600
fucking
meters
gave me.
out.
1-4, this is 1-2. Can you please not engage without your fucking mods going out first?
They better not be wasting Moz's on a fucking BTR.
Well, it's an 80A.
It's an autocannon BTR. That thing can shred the whole platoon from 800 meters.
If you're gonna hit it now. It's fucking about.
Bravo, we're bunched up. Let's back off a little bit.
We're gonna die. You're not gonna hit it, McCoy.
Yeah,
Just
I
fucking
know.
put it away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 660 out. 50.
Alright, let me get a range. The T is 640. The... Oh, nice.
It looks like they got it.
Alright, now you're free to open up.
Hey, was that for me or what?
Still active.
That BTR is still smoking and moving.
It appears to be on fire now. Sit down, motherfucker.
One behind the.
There's lots of down there.
Yes, I'll come.
Don't run, you'll just die tired. They are reloading. Are we moving up?
Yeah, Roger.
Didn't hear anything about that on the radio.
Yeah, my apologies. Bravo, I'm with the actual on the first building in the compound. Stand by.
Good. Alright, going right. That's good. Oh, sorry. Alright, pushing out.
Munzel's down over here.
Is he?
Somebody in there.
Grover, let's clear this out, and then we'll come back out and pick him back up.
Paper.
It's locked.
He shot him through the window. So.
Yeah, contact's down. Alright, CLS, I'll pick him up.
Paper.
You are still really fucked up, Sergeant.
Ball. You shot him like half my mag, and then he spins around and shoots me in the fucking head.
Reading head.
It's fine. It's always good at stepping in. Oh, thank you, Bollinger. That was nice.
Oh. Just checking my cable ties, Sergeant.
What?
I'm out of ammo somehow. Like, must not have many magazines on the floor.
There you go.
Thank you. I'm seeing muscle flash.
We need to get in that other building.
Yep, let's go.
Bravo on me.
Munson's going to the second floor. I'll stick with him. You guys can go ahead and do a buddy team clear.
Where? Oh, fuck! It's right here.
That thing active? BRDM active fucking east. Danger close.
Load HE. Squad 2, we got eyes on a BRDM with a rocket pod on the top. Right on the MSR, just down scope of our position over.
There's one. I know there's at least a second guy in there.
Negative. Down over.
Should only be. Oh yeah, it's about to cook.
Asshole. Alright, let's clear this.
Yeah, happy?
Alright, we can go in right here.
Alright. That shot's over to our fucking left. Going in, going left.
Staying right.
Left clear. Fucking open this. Okay. Going out, going left. Yep.
He's down in the right corner. Going right.
This building's or
Room
this
clear.
door's good.
Checking the side, we didn't clear from the outside.
Okay, we cleared these. Okay, alright.
Fine.
I mean, we cleared the fucking west side from outside. I was just checking the ones we didn't check.
Send it. Negative, it's all clear. This one too. Objective at 2203 is clear, over. Copy, I removed.
Audible on a vehicle.
That direction?
Possibly northeast. We're all out here.
Great, this is 1-2, got eyes on a BMP northeast, bearing 020. Range is about 350 from my position. It is southeast bound on the MSR.
I'm blocked on it, T. What's that? Where's from?
1-4 is 1-2.
Are you in Whisper there, Sarge?
I recommend you push up to our position. It's a better overwatch position.
Yeah, my apologies.
He just dropped off those guys that were riding on the BMP. Bearing 037. It is traversing to look up this way. Fucking back off. It's looking up here now.
Friendly's coming up behind us. The compound.
Range will be 300 right when it plows. Maybe correction on that. Hold on. Go for 230 meters. 230.
Oh, has an eye on.
Right there.
020.
It's 230. 230.
Hey, do we have anything down there?
No.
AR reloading.
Gotta call your shots. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, it obviously wasn't clear.
Infantry in the open, 058. Approximately 500 meters.
Solid copy.
Reference white smoke.
One time's the enemy in the trees, 028, moving left to right. 400 meters.
No eyes on that 028.
Solid copy, Grover.
Hey boss, I dropped a bunch of guys on this check down slope.
I want you guys to focus on objective Charlie, which is bearing 020 from my position.
Whoa.
Okay.
Say that?
I
almost shoot me. Yeah, shoot you with a shot. Oh, okay. Yeah, there was one contact behind the building, 036. Still there. Another contact behind the two-story building, 042.
Reference tracers, 056.
056, reference tracers.
Just saw them over there.
Say again, Barry.
060 range, 300 meters. Behind the trees.
Keep an eye out north.
Grover, this is Bravo.
Grover.
How much ammo do you have?
Grover's got 8 mags, over.
I'm gonna take some of your guys. Oh, put them in your backpack. A couple.
Would anybody happen to have extra belts for the saw?
Yeah, solid copy. Where you at?
I'm on the fucking northwest corner of these rocks.
Alright, somebody's taking pop shots at us. Moving.
I got a belt as well.
On you. There you go.
Eyes on.
Thank you, sir.
Go for 1-4.
Hey, I took 3 mags. Grover, I took 3.
Vapor, I put another belt in your backpack there, Bollinger.
Cross.
Alright, copy that. Thank you.
Another one behind me. Munson, you good?
1-4 out.
Out this Bravo. Sorry, Cap, stand by. Barton.
Can someone
He is, yeah, I was just gonna say.
Change direction bearing 3-5.
Bravo.
Alright, back on comms.
Scattered targets.
I don't know what we're supposed to do yet. Move orders.
Break immersion for a moment.
Yeah, we're gonna assault this in a second.
1-7.
Go for 1-2.
Bravo, stand by to move.
Grover on record is cleared by 1-3.
On you, Barton.
Yep.
Like over there.
Hey, Bollinger, stand by.
Yep.
Alright, we're acting as overwatch for up until 1-1 and 1-2. Figure that out.
Bravo, copy.
Bravo, keep good eyes. 1-1 and 1-3 are moving in. We're overwatch.
Hey, who's got belts?
Reloading.
I gave mine to Bollinger.
I stole yours. Fine.
You already did. Are you low?
I've got 1 belt left.
How many belts do you have?
Oh shit. Alright, you got 200 more rounds. That's all I got.
1-3 is taking contact.
1-3's taking contact to the east. You guys, they are in the open. No smoke.
Able to drop a blue first tracker marker on that. Help us out.
Nothing on some.
man, reach.
Ship fire. We have friendlies to our northeast.
Ship fire! Ship fire! Ship fire to the north and west. Friendlies east. Friendlies northeast. Disregard.
That guy's right at about 750.
They're pushing north now. Do you want us to push right to that compound, right over to the...
Fucking bastard, stay still.
041.
Bravo copy 041.
Bravo's this one right here, right?
The closest one to us is Charlie. The next one is Bravo.
Right. Yeah, this one.
Grover off comms 30-0.
Solid copy.
Bravo has eyes on
Two, we're moving. We're gonna follow this little
Grover, let me know when you're here.
line northeast.
I'll grab the belts.
Stand by actual. Bravo's waiting on one.
Alpha, get ready to move. We're pushing northeast. Get out of actual.
Give me the belts that you have.
Well, you're on me.
Oh, you're here.
You want both?
Yeah, give them both.
Is Grover back? I need it.
Unknown.
Oh, sorry, that was ready.
One,
Give
three,
both
be
of yours
advised.
to
I
me.
want you to be a little bit more careful with your movement break.
Okay, you want
I
me
do
to
not
give
want
them
you to fall in.
Actual, this is Bravo, over.
Bravo and object to Charlie, over.
Actual, this is Bravo. Be advised, waiting on one man.
Grover's back.
Move when he's back.
Coming up.
Let's go, Grover.
Yo.
On you.
Bravo's tangle mic. Solid copy. Bravo's Oscar mic.
We're assaulting 037.
Sounds like fun.
Trying to make it to the Hescos. 061.
Bravo copy 061.
Triple time it. Just bearing 066.
Copy 066.
RPG. BTR right in front of us.
We come across a medic. If we come across a medic, I am red on CLS.
Solid copy.
You want to grab my supplies with
Breach
Bolger?
bandaging, I got it.
I've got you.
Oh, I mean, you can just keep it. You can just be the CLS.
We've got one man down. We're with him while he bandages. Let's move.
Let's move.
Roger, he's good. Oscar mic.
Moving.
As possible, green on green from the west. Reference bunker to our west.
That would be blue on blue, not green on green.
Yeah, roger.
Alright, let's start clearing this out.
Bro, we'll keep moving.
On you, boss.
Alright. Alpha, getting set to this.
Fine.
On you.
Pushing up.
Looks clear going left. Looks clear. Building clear.
Fine. Go in.
Behind.
Right.
Bravo on me. Let's get this big thing to the north.
On you.
One set.
2 set.
2 set.
Opening. Fine.
We got audible.
Dropped one. Going left.
Going right. Clear the doorway. One down.
Drop one to the left. Grover, push up.
Got him.
On you, Grover.
Cover in the doorway.
Solid copy.
Right corner clear.
All right, go.
One left.
Go, go, go. Right's clear.
Bollinger on me. Grover's down.
On you. Finish clearing.
I'll patch him.
Finish clearing.
Roger. Roger that. Stand by.
I'm up, full bandage.
Clear. Opening. Clear. Shots outside.
There's 2 other small rooms on the other side of this building we need to clear.
Roger. Let me close this door. Grover, you good?
I'm not bleeding.
Hey, there's a door here too. Going in, going right. Room's clear.
Enemies east.
Bravo copies enemies to the east. Be advised we're in a warehouse clearing time now. Mostly clear. 2 more rooms.
Opening. Stuck. There we go. Fucking.
Opening the other.
Yep. Going left. Yep, clear.
Clear.
Somebody tag the other entrance. Disregard. Stand by. Alright, let's move to the next exit.
Yeah, voices, yes.
Hey,
Friendly's coming out.
Let me bandage real quick.
Yep. Guy across the fucking street.
Yeah, Roger. I see the bullets hitting the door.
What is he shooting from? Oh, I see him. He was just on the other side of that little fucking concrete barrier.
Are we clear to pull out, push out?
I don't know about the immediate left and right, but yeah.
Alright, I'm going right.
Going left.
We're gonna move east and clear. Let's move.
A lot of shots fucking popping off over here. I think they're friendly.
Actually, let's Bravo, be advised. We have friendly fire on the northern side of the building as we cross the road. We can get them to shift fire. That'd be much appreciated.
I believe that is 1-4 overwatching us.
We got friendly southeast. 134.
Alright, let's crossing. Crossing. Let's go around the outside here. I got smoke right here in front of us.
Smoke right here in front of us. 100 meters. 071.
Over.
Alpha, this is Bravo. Be advised, we are online with you on the side of the
Shots right. Reloading. I think I dropped him.
Check in, Bravo.
Grover's green.
Bollinger's green. Just bleeding a little.
Solid copy.
Sounds like more shots to the right.
Break contact, pull south.
Stay firm. Try to turn your lasers off, okay?
Yeah, solid copy. Check in when you're inside the wire. Grover's in.
Bravo copy, stay by. We're patching up.
Bollinger, check in.
Back up.
Solid copy, break contact, pull back to the south.
Yeah, I'm coming towards the door now. There's somebody out there to the fucking...
Do this inside the wire.
East southeast.
Alpha, disregard. Actual, this is Bravo, over. You guys will take contact to the north, zero tree flight. We're breaking contact, moving to the
Bravo on me.
There's also contacts out to the east southeast.
Solid copy. Friendlies are moving that direction. Disregard, they're moving due south.
Yeah, watch your left when you come out here. Yep, right there. Son of a bitch. They're out there by that fucking rock. Like fucking 20 meters.
Stand by.
There's another one pushed up to that fucking wall.
That did not go off.
Too close.
Bravo, be advised, we're taking contact. Danger close outside the wire to the east. Push out. Push out. We're gonna clear these rocks. They're right in front of us.
Fucking. I'm watching to your left.
Looks clear. I must have fell back.
Nope. I dropped one right here.
Be advised, we are at the position where you're taking fire from. There's nothing else here.
RPG 26 here on the ground.
Stand by. Disregard.
Can we pick up enemy AT?
Stand by, I'm gonna find out.
Go for it.
Actual, this is Bravo.
Go for it.
Grover, we got RPG here on my pause.
Grab this RPG.
Got him.
Yeah, contact second story 058.
I got him.
Good. We got it.
Where is he?
He's dead.
Did you get it, Grover?
He's in
No,
hell.
I can't find it.
It's right behind me, Grover.
Grover.
It's right here.
Oh, wait, no, you're talking about 18. Never mind.
Yeah.
They got it.
Hey, there's one morphine on this guy if you need to refill CLS.
Copy.
2 bandages. I've got security. Who's this right here? Are you good?
Somebody's shooting me.
Munson's down right here, my pause.
Frag out.
Frag out.
Another frag.
Rough direction.
Munson's down. Still contacts up there. McCoy, can you step up and get us some medic?
Yeah. Shit, Barton's empty.
Getting armored through the bushes. Gotta frag that guy. How many times? Still there.
We'll end up fucking KIA in a fucking platoon training.
Barton, this is Grover, over.
Barton's down, Grover.
Oh.
McCoy,
Please
you
back
okay?
up. Havoc 1, this is Havoc 123 IC, I'm 110, over. 1-7, this is 1-2. We are combat infected at this time, taking dangerous close contact from 075 to 105. Request immediate assistance, over.
Alright.
Yep, getting fucking armored. Goddamn bushes.
Read cover, I'm going to bandage Munson and Barton.
Copy.
Grover, you got CLS?
I got CLS.
Get it on Munson right now. I'm going to get Barton. Alright, Barton's almost good to go.
Alright, I'm gonna push this. Or that.
Okay.
Has anyone else got security right now?
I do now.
Okay, there's one more guy down behind you, McCoy.
Right, is it Bollinger? Yeah.
I'm hearing Russian to our left.
I got voices.
McCoy, I'm having trouble here with diagnosing.
Flash
something.
out.
Just push him with an epi and morphine.
Hey, Mike. Mike, we need you over here.
He's dead. He's fucking dead. Get
That's what I
Barton
thought.
up.
Yeah, I'll get Barton up. Pushing morphine.
Pretty sure I'm fixing to die here.
I said you had to beat a
1-7, this is 1-2 over. 1-7, this is 1-2.
Nope, I think I just KIA'd.
Was KIA at this time, over.
Bollinger needs morphine right now. He's down right here. We get over.
I'm up.
We need CLS over here. We got one guy down.
Bollinger, you okay?
Barton's dead too.
Relatively speaking.
I am.
Yeah, relatively speaking.
The southeast at grid
you
ref
might-
075105.
I'm on position.
Disregard. He's back up. Disregard.
They're dead.
I could use a fucking morphine, but I'm sure the doc's busy.
Okay. Pop him. He's dead. Don't worry about it.
You guys killed me. You bastards.
That's an A for
I got one guy moving to the northeast. He's
Alright,
behind
Sergeant
the
Munson, you
BMP
back?
wreckage. Bearing 040. He's in the ruins over there.
Alright, we're pushing north.
Be advised, I'm doing real bad on ammo. I'm down to a 100-round box.
Understood, 1-7.
Bollinger.
Yeah.
Got ammo.
Crossing.
Say again.
I'm clipping a couple of belts together right now. I should have almost a 200.
200.
Thank you.
Please some ammo off these bodies.
Yeah.
Then we move to northwest.
Alpha copies.
Push north, guys.
Moving
Bravo,
north.
push north.
Copy, moving.
Bravo copies, pushing north.
Are you kidding me?
Getting tired of getting shot through fucking bushes.
1-7 out for 1-3, 1-4 is 1-7. 1-4, I need you to start working with both 1-1 and 1-3. Assign detachments and send them out when ready. 1-7, 1-4, good copy. Alright, we're doing it. 1-7 out.
Alright,
Are we moving north or moving to east?
northeast.
Alright, push northeast. Let's go.
Northeast.
Copy, I'm out here in front of you. Got a single shooter out to the fucking northeast somewhere. Can't fucking see these assholes.
He's down. I got him. Shot him.
Fucking spray and pray works sometimes.
I don't have a radio. He was inside that busted up building.
Yep.
I do not have a radio, so
Okay.
I'm gonna see if boss has got one. Moving up.
I don't have an extra.
Okay, I don't have one.
You want to take mine, Barton?
Yeah, Roger, stand by. Actually, put it in your backpack.
Moving in to clear this little fucking building.
Yeah, I'm with you.
There's no fucking doorway here. There's muzzle flashes on the other side of the wall. Yep.
Want a frag?
Yep. Fucking second floor of muzzle flashes.
Okay, good frag.
Muzzle flashes, second floor. Dickhead in the second floor of that building.
Solid copy. Golden.
I'm pushing around.
I'm throwing a 40 in there.
Get him.
Send it. Want 2 copies.
All right.
Don't really have any mic.
McCoy,
I need security then.
Send it.
Friendly's crossing.
Security Sergeant Barton, do you have morphine?
Copy that.
All right, thank you.
I need you guys to push north. Get on my pause. Do we have any mics, Reynolds?
Oh, it's Sergeant Reynolds, and no, we do not at this time.
Friendly's out, fucking northwest.
Be advised, requesting one-time technical insert. Sergeant
Hi, boss. This is Bravo.
Hey.
Roger that.
Be advised, we have one-time enemy.
Tango Mike 17 out.
Behind our friendly lines.
Crossing.
Yeah, they're clearing it now.
Let's go, Grover.
Fucking frag out.
1-1, be advised, you're clear to continue.
Bollinger, we're on you.
Oh, frag didn't go in the building like I'd hoped. Alright, I'm gonna hook around this wall to the right.
Copy.
Roger that.
I'm going parallel with you.
Single contact.
I'm going left. Let's go.
One right.
Clear this.
Yeah, you guys handle that. I'll get him.
Going up, going up.
Don't forget your movements.
Shoot. Send it.
Back up. Pull him back, put patch up.
Oh, I'm fucking benching right here.
You alright, Barton?
Yeah, I'm good.
There's another little hut on the backside of the compound here.
Sounds like you need to clean your shit.
Just outside the front door.
Okay, meet outside.
On you, 147, recon with Charlie on 110, over.
Inside that building. Inside that building.
Okay, let's go.
Going left.
I got it from let's move. RTO.
All stations, this next
Shots.
be advised that
I'm
you
hearing a
should slow
suppressor
down
somewhere
or
close.
hurry.
Fucking blind.
There's a hole in this little wall over here.
You need
Barton.
night vision or?
No, I need morphine.
Yeah, Roger that. Grover, you got any?
No, I'm out.
I need a fucking medic.
I'm hearing a suppressor. Actual, this is Bravo.
That building across from us clear.
Combat ineffective. Unsure if it's clear. It is not clear. Stand by. Going left. Left's clear.
Right clear. That asshole in this room.
We got friendlies to the east.
Yep, friendlies to the north.
Actual, this is Bravo.
Send it.
Just saw movement in the fucking
Actual, this is Bravo. Be
upstairs
advised,
window right
friendlies
right there.
and friendlies to the north. Disregard. One-time enemy contact, second story of a building across the street. We're moving.
It might have been friendly. I didn't get a good look at him. Might have been friendly. I didn't get a good look.
Push him
We're gonna
past,
find
push him
out.
past, push him past.
Cross. Cross.
Moving in to the left. That's friendlies downstairs. Friendlies.
Friendlies.
What's that? What's that? Actual, this is Bravo. Interrogative.
Send it.
Which direction would you like us to move?
Keep pushing northeast.
Bravo copies. Moving northeast. Let's go. Going left. Left's clear.
Going right.
Pieing. This garage looks clear. Going left. Left is clear.
He's next to left.
Look, check this house.
On you, Barton.
Be advised, the house between the two of us. I can't get a shot on him. There's one in that door.
Stay back, Barton.
You got friendlies on the other side of the wall, Bullinger.
Copy. Pretty sure he's down. I see nothing inside.
Yeah, roger that.
Confirm. Contact down.
Roger that. Move on.
Continue pushing northeast.
Alpha, this is Bravo.
In that fucking house right there.
Guys, I believe we are east of your position.
Fuck, reloading.
Contact from your side.
I think I got him, though.
Yeah, be advised, we just dropped one contact in that room. First room. Bandaging.
Getting fucking tired of getting shot.
Same here. Check on Grover.
He's right beside me.
Solid copy.
It's almost done. I gotta go eat.
Alright, good to move again.
Roger that. Bravo, let's move northeast.
Security up to the northeast rocks here.
Bravo copies. Moving time now.
We're going to be pulling security to the northeast.
I'll take
Oops,
this
I did
one.
not want to do that. Check this guy for medical.
We're already on the northeastern flank covering that. Do you want us to pull off that?
Trade my fucking boots for a medic.
I got nothing in this vehicle. Check the other.
Is there anything in this, Grover?
I don't think so.
Looks to be pretty foobar.
Can administer morphine for pain.
So I copy Bravo. Let's move a little bit to the southeast.
Wait for on you.
Index.
Thank Christ.
Yeah, go for it. Thank you.
Alright. Since we're done, I'm giving morphine to myself.
Fall back southwest.
Once you do, fall back southwest. Grover on me.
Oh, I can fucking see.
Bravo copies falling back.
Shift bearing 222.
Is there even a single mic on the server right now?
Looks like my legs are broken, but also not
Yeah.
at the same time.
I could tell you, but I can't see anything.
1-2 Bravo all here.
I thought
I'm here.
so. I'm all green, but oh well.
Private Mueller, bandage your head again.
Alright, Havoc 1, I want you to lock it up. Make sure that you are conditioned for your weapons, and if you got lasers or pointers on, feel free to turn them off so I don't get seasick. our lieutenant with us?
Yeah, I'm
He's in the middle of the group.
You can go ahead and start the debrief, Sergeant.
Roger that. Thank you, LT. First and foremost, I'll go ahead and start off by saying it's not too bad. There are a couple issues that I have to bring up to attention. First and foremost, and the biggest thorn in my side for this operation, for this particular field training, is attendance. I'm kind of curious, and if you guys are doing due diligence to send it down to your men when Havoc 1's platoon training is. If there's anybody in your squad that is unaware of when our platoon training is, you need to make sure that they become aware fast. This attendance rate is not really appeasing me at all. That's one. Secondly, comms. Comms is doing not too bad. We're still on an upward incline of improvement, but we're improving a little too slowly. We still have a lot of people talking over comms, not knowing how to close comms, not knowing how to carry that decorum. If you are aware of comms issues, you'll realize how important it is to actually address your decorum correctly. If you are talking one squad to another and they are not responding to your comms, it could be because your comms is not going over the line. If we're just not responsive, there's no way for us to know that that's the case. You could be talking to thin air. You guys understand what I'm saying?
Roger.
There are times where you will send comms on 110, and for whatever reason, from a technical malfunction, it does not go through. If your decorum isn't there, we will never know. So you guys need to keep working on that. Also, when we broke into the towns, especially this one, on this particular objective, I don't know if you guys were getting tired or what, and if that's the case, I want you guys to speak up and let me know what happened, but the discipline on mount and security kind of fell apart a little bit. That's when I actually had to get on comms and remind you guys to slow down to pick up the pace. With that being said, overall, comms were not too bad. The communication between squads was good. Information going back and forth was very solid. And overall, you guys did pretty well. We cleared it fairly quickly. I would say, considering how long it took us to kick off after the initial training and the classroom part of our exercise, I would say we got this whole entire thing done in a pretty reasonable amount of time. Before I open the floor to any questions or comments, I definitely want to open the floor out to the LT. LT, if you had anything.
I had a few things, thanks, Sergeant. Squad leaders, there was 2 times I saw where squads were out in a position where no other squad would be able to support them if anything had come up. So you got to pay attention to where your squad is in relation to the rest of the platoon. And if you see that you are out of position and you've been told to be there, you can go ahead and say, this is 1-3. We are out of position, requesting move orders or verification that you want to stay here. Something brief and just to let us know, so maybe we didn't see that. Also, I noticed a couple times where squads were fairly split out. There was one when we were moving up towards the radio tower. I noticed a couple of buddy teams that were like 150, 100 meters off from the rest of their squad. So you guys have to have the awareness to be where your squad is, and the squad leaders, you have to keep track of everybody in your squad. You can't leave your guys out like that. Overall, I thought the situational awareness was much improved, which is good. That's one of the focuses for this training. Like the sergeant said, the mount was a little sloppy at the end. I don't know if he was just tired from the tail end of the training, but at the beginning it was really good. Everything was really sharp. You guys cleared through Objective Charlie and Bravo pretty succinctly. Yeah, comms. When you were done with comms, you just say out. This is 1-6 out, 1-3 out, 1-4 out. And that, until you say that, you still have the channel. So you've got to out to let everybody else know that it's okay to stem. So otherwise, we assume that you may still have something that you want to say. Also with break, if you say break, you lock that channel down, and we are waiting for more comms from you. So if you say break, either disregard and out afterwards, or continue your message and then out. Other than that, I thought the training went pretty well. You guys worked pretty well. You cleared through all this shit pretty effectively. First Sergeant, you have any comments?
Thank you, LT. From my point of view, everything looked pretty well. I was running with 1-3.
On whisper for Sergeant.
You can't hear you for sir.
You dropped back quiet again, top.
Can you hear me now?
Affirm.
Outstanding. No, everything from my point of view looked pretty good. I was running with 1-3, and with how short-handed they were, did a pretty good job, with the exception of Melius, because he's Melius. No, guys did a pretty good job tonight. I do have one request of all of you, though. As Sergeant Reynolds said, attendance is pretty shoddy tonight, which is surprising considering you guys have the fullest platoon in the unit. That being said, I know you guys have already done a lot of fucking work today, between squad trainings and then platoon training and all of that, but just keep in mind, tonight is Task Force Bravo's FTX, alright? Fill in if you can. They don't have a fucking full platoon like you guys. There was quite literally guys bitching and moaning that they couldn't get a spot last week in your guys' task force because you were absolutely full to the brim. Repay the favor. Alright? We look after each other. That's all I got. Thank you, LT.
Thank you. What? Alright, that's all I had, Sergeant. You want to call the squad leaders down?
Thank you, LT. 1-1, you have anything? Sergeant Cherry?
Plug Cherry's dead.
Alright, Sergeant Munson, you got anything for 1-2?
No, Sergeant. I don't.
Sergeant Melius, you got anything for 1-3?
No, Sergeant, thank you.
Sergeant Munson, you got anything for 1-4?
Nothing from 1-4, Sergeant. Thank you.
Roger that. I want to open up the floor to any questions or comments.
See your Q in chat.
A firm only dumb question is one that you keep to yourself.
I did want to add one more thing. Good job in the laser discipline. I didn't see any lasers going off to put on the laser light show, and you guys kept them really well controlled when you guys were in the open, and then you utilized them effectively during your mount. So it was a good thing we trained on that, and you guys definitely seem to have learned the lesson there. Good job.
Cool.
Specialist Lee.
Yeah, I only got one comment, really, not being able to see what you were actually doing in the live fire round. But I'm telling you guys, that pre-briefing you guys did was absolutely excellent, mind-boggling. I've been trying to get it across to the different teams I belong to about watching the opposite side of the street when we go down, and it just never has sunk in. And I was proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Specialist Lee.
That reminds me, real quick, since I'm the fucking boss and the old man is here, I have one more request of you cocksuckers. I would appreciate a big fucking hooah for the return of Specialist Lee.
Thank you,
Welcome back, Lee.
thank you very much. I don't know how in the hell y'all got through everything without me being here all that time.
It was tough, brother.
Yeah, I know it had to be. Thank you much. Really appreciate it.
All right. Anyone else? Questions, comment?
All right, one last thing I'm going to tell you guys before you guys break. We're coming up on the beginning of the month. I'm going to have open office hours. If you got questions that for whatever reason you want to talk one-on-one instead of out to the in front of the entire platoon, feel free to utilize that time. Otherwise, I'm just doing paperwork, and I don't really like doing paperwork, so please come give me something else to do. And if you do not know where that calendar is that keeps track of every Havoc 1 related incident, you need to come ask me or send up your COC and figure out how to get to it. I need you guys to all make sure that you're aware of it. It's tracking all of our trainings, our FTXs, and ops. That's it.
All right. You guys are dismissed to your individual squads debriefs. Thank you all. Thank you for the few fill-ins we had. It was greatly appreciated.
Thanks, LT.
You're welcome, LT.
Welcome, LT.
All right.
You know me, dedicated fill-in.
That's right. Save your billet.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed looking to our training process. You know, First Sergeant always has the OSET streamed on his channel, which is the beginning of the training process. But you know, training never stops. Just like the FTX cycle that we're in right now. You know, it's training for everybody. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one, which will probably be a little bit later for the FTX for Task Force Bravo.